if I insult the Igbo people. It shouldn't be Benin against Igbo because I don't represent the entire Benin. Whatever I say here, I always tell people, I say it all the time. It beckons on me, I should be held responsible for it. You cannot hold Benin Kingdom responsible for what I say because Benin Kingdom are given what I say here, it's my responsibility and I should be held accountable for all the things that I say here, whether right or whether wrong. And that is the mindset I always want us to have in the back of our mind when you have discussions, and most especially when we disagree with some people that we feel that, well, we assume that they were supposed to know better, but we know now that they don't know anything. All right, most especially when I personally know some of these people, and I knew how they were inspired by my works, and I don't understand how people get to grow bitterness for a particular tribe because they love their Oba so much. You can't hate a Benin man. I'm gonna be serious now. You can't hate a Benin man for loving his Oba. You can't hate his Oduwa for loving his Oba. It's either you don't talk about it. You can't hate me for loving my Oba. If you have a king too, then love him. If a Benin man shout Oba at top, it's because he loves his Oba. You can't hate me for loving my Oba. You have to hate yourself for not loving your own king if you have one. We love our Oba. There's nothing anybody can do about it. To us, we see our Oba as a God representative on earth. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. If you're not okay with it, all right, also see your king or your ruler or whatever as your God representative on earth. All right? As your God representative on earth. It's not in my place to not love my Oba. A Benin man loves his Oba. You can't separate a Benin man from his king. You can't separate a Benin woman from his king, even if there are some online destitutes. But those online destitutes are not even up to 1%. What happens to the majority of the 99%? You cannot hate us for loving our Oba. You understand? It is, I have always been saying, any write-ups, any speech that I make, it's an unbroken bond. It's an unbroken bond. You can't break it. You see, when I wrote that article, the conspiracies against the monarch, it's because of some certain people like this. I wanted them to know that people from the time past have tried to separate, to paint the monarch, the Benin monarch, bad. But the Benins have resisted it. It is not the first time, it is not the second time, it is not even the 100th time. People have always been trying to ridicule our Benin monarch. But the more they try to ridicule the Benin monarch, the more the Benin people love him. It is an unbroken cord. If the people need to understand, then they should wise up. You don't try to separate a Benin man or a woman from his king. It is not a forced relationship. It is out of love. It is pure. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. You can't separate me from our Oba. You can't separate an average Benin man from his Oba. So what we advise is that if you have a problem with that, that's your headache. Love your Oba if you have one. Love your king if you have any. Love your duke if you have any. Mama, I have never seen a Benin man say, why not the hail on our king like that? You know, concern us because we dey hail our own, because we love our own. Area boy, keti, anywhere, and it is not in my place to change things that have been there from time immemorial. So it is not a child who doesn't know his left from the right that wants to cross-reference an historical, a traditional perspective of a view. Quite all right. I'm not a supremacist. When the Benin talks highly of their kingdom, of their king, It's because we love our king. It has nothing to do with supremacy. You should not have a problem with that. I don't think anybody in his right senses should have a problem with that, that these people love their king. In short, what happened to Bobrisky has opened the Yoruba minds, because Bobrisky has been tarnishing the tradition of the Yoruba people. And when he brought that madness to Benin, we have to remind that, no matter how trivial it is, we have to show that no, there are some levels you don't cross. You don't cross this. It has nothing to do with supremacy. It has everything to do with love. You understand? It has everything to do with love. See, let me tell you something. I did a thank you 2020-22. I was very stern that we will fight every conspirators against our kingdom head on. This is not a time, this is not a generation where a lot of the Benins were very mute about people propagating lies and people trying to upturn the traditions of the land that has been bequeathed by the ancestors for generations. This is not that kind of a docile generations of Benins. This is a generation that is ready to take the bull by the horn. We are going to fight every single conspirator against our history, against our tradition, whether within or outside. And that is the reality. So, anybody saying that a Benin man does not have a right to break Kolanut in another place, even a tradition that has been passed on for generations to generations, it has nothing to do with supremacy. It has nothing to do with supremacy. Breaking Kolanut, it has everything to do with respect. If you say that we are all brothers, that is your analogy, that we are all brothers. Now, and a younger brother should pay respect to an elder brother for being the head of Igiogbe. It is not supremacy. It is respect. The breaking, every other ethnic groups allowing the Benin people to break Kolanut, it is not supremacy, it is respect. That this is where we are from. This is the people who stayed back. You have to give us the respect. And I'm telling every Benin man here and woman, I'm putting it very crossly because it's a serious matter. How trivial it is serious. I'm putting it very seriously. I've had talks with some Benin people and we just talked and we said, this is our resolution. Any gathering, Nana Vere, Vedo, either it's an Esan gathering, it's an Esako gathering, it's an one gathering, and a Benima is there. He was not accorded. It is not in your place to ask that you should be called. If you are accorded respect and they know that you as a Benima is there, the breaking of the Kolanut, Amatie where Nudo as that is being passed from generation to generation, walk out from that ceremony. Walk out from that ceremony. I repeat, if you are a Benin man and you are not accorded respect in the gathering of every other ethnic groups in Edo State, because it has always been, because if you don't do that, you are taking a course, you're breaking the very tradition of the land. You are not accorded respect to break the Kolanut or touch the Kolanut, walk out from that gathering. It means that your ancestors are being disrespected. In order to give them pride that your ancestor truly deserves, boy, you walk out from that gathering. You walk out, I repeat, if you are not accorded the respect as an Edoma, you are in any gathering, whether in an Esan gathering or one gathering or an Esako gathering or whatever, meaning you are not welcome, you walk out. You don't have any right as a Benin man to participate in that gathering. You don't have any right. So we are not saying anybody should not stop us from doing our traditional role, what has been bequeathed to us by our ancestors. We're also saying that in that gathering, when that decision is being taken, we will not participate. We'll simply walk out. This is not about ethnic groups. People should not make it ethnics. I've always said it. I am a propagator of unity. I can never propagate disunity. But if in Nakeke now, if Nakeke now, if na Yahweh me, if na Yahweh me, we grew up to witness it, and it will continue. Except some of these ethnic groups come out publicly to say that their ancestors were foolish to observe that part of tradition. And I've also said, or they should go back in time to change that tradition. Or ni ala na publicly that if they cannot do that, that means they can't change what has always been there. They are not wiser than their ancestors. They can never be. Children who barely even know their left or right, who probably cannot even feed well in wherever they are, they feel that they can sit in the confinement and begin to cause problem where they are not problem. A tradition that has been bequeathed, even in your own family, you are called respect to your elder brother. I cannot be in a gathering where my elder brother is there. You are very. Does that mean supremacy? Does that mean my eldest brother is superior to me? It is respect. It is respect. So, if you cannot show respect to where your ancestors came from, then we don't have any reason to show you respect as well. Like I said, it is not a tribal thing. It is an individual thing. And everything that I say does not represent the minds. All right? It does not represent the mindset of every adult person. I speak by my own right. I don't speak for Benin Kingdom. I've always said that. I don't speak for Benin Kingdom. I speak for my own self. I speak for my own self. And that's how I feel. If you feel the same, you go ahead. If you don't feel the same, you go ahead. And it should not be a tribal thing. I'm very specific. It should not be a tribal thing. But that is what we will do. I heard many other things that was said. I heard how they said that Obazola was beheaded, his head was chopped off, and he was buried in Eastern land. I heard all of those stories. But what I will not take serious, we're not talking about age, because they always say that they are older than me, but they know that they are kids. They were practically my students. They were inspired by my works. A lot of them were my students. Most of all of these guys, I'm not going to mention names. I'm not used to mentioning names. All of these guys that are forming this, that has primary one knowledge about history, I can say that these guys were inspired. They are liking to be called my boys. These guys were inspired. I'm not like a mentor to quite a lot of these people, and a lot of people knows the story. But I cannot be seen exchanging or debating with a lot of these things. I'm not that kind of a person. When the whole matter started last year, I blocked quite a lot of it. I don't have time for nuisance on my wall. I don't have time to be exchanging words with people who does things for their own selfish reasons. I don't have time to deal with people who does things for their own selfish reasons. I don't have the time to contest with people ordinarily who do not know their left from their right. Understand? So, Those who want to use Benin name to shine, our ancestors and God Almighty will shame all of you. Those who want to use Great Benin to shine, to shine, to shine, our ancestors will disgrace all of you. All right? We are Benins. We are resolute. There's nothing anybody can do that. And I told you in one of my class that Ubure, Nazama Nuhe. You know, there are things I cannot say publicly. By God's grace, I know things, deep secrets of this land. I know deep secrets. Yeah, it tie, so they pause. It tie for people begin to ask why. Because I don't want people to know how deep the secrets when I have Boedo here. We've seen things. And I do get away. If I have Boedo Bungwe, people have tried for centuries or ages. We are still who we are. As small they say that we are, but we still command the biggest respect. Because we have a monarch that they are envious of, that they can never have. Azamanuel Ogiso Kikboba. Azamanuel Ogiso Kikboba. Ogi Talemiesu. Ona Bahurogi do, ona Bayoto. Anyway, if you want to know some of these secrets, I won't tell. Okay, now. The concept of Edogiawere lies in that act, that the authority given to us to be whatever we will always be was enacted that day. The Udo people tried, even as part of Benin, they tried to remove the capital from present-day Benin City to Udo for 14 good times. 14 good times. They could not, because Eminabu Aboene, the act of here will every other nations arise. Act of here will every other nations arise. So we are where the every other nations arise. And we are proud. We are proud of it. We're proud of it. So, relax your mind. I tell people that bitterness, envy, jealousy, will not take, it's an affliction. It will continue to eat you deep. In 6 months or maximum 1 year, these people will now begin to now say, well, I made a big mistake. Because the people that they are maligning still dey gidigba. That he is maligning or they are maligning still dey gidigba. But it would have been a journey taken. There's never a return. I've always told our people, never sow the seed of bitterness. You're not supposed to be bitter. Do not hate anybody. Because you cannot hate a tribe because of what 1, 2, 3, 4, or 10 persons did. They're just minority. They don't represent the interest of the entire tribe. You can't judge a tribe by the ineptitude of some children. You can't. And you cannot harbor the same hatred that they have in the bid to pay them back. And let them keep basking in their ignorance, in their stupidity and childishness. in their childishness. Like I've said, let them align. Let he or she align with Igbo. Let he or she align with Yoruba. I don't know how to explain. I don't. I don't. If I could open some of you people's heads to understand, to get the full grasp of Menaya Boedo, you will be you'll be laughing. You'll be laughing. They have always been plot and twist against the Benin people from time immemorial. But we are still here, finding ourselves, discovering ourselves. We're insurmountable. We're insurmountable. We're insurmountable. More than 5,000 years ago, more than 5,000 years ago, more than 5,000 years ago, the ordination of being in charge was already bestowed on us. We should not lose it because of modern times. We should keep to it. Anyway, Edioni Tyson will be rest assured that we should be united more than ever. It is a unity that has brought us far. It is a unity that is going to take us far. Let us not be distracted. Don't hate anybody. Educate if you can educate. Educate if you can educate. Advise if you can advise. Guide, but never fill your heart with envy, with bitterness and hatred. Don't hate anybody. Don't hate anybody. Don't hate anybody. And never you make it a tribal thing. Again, when I was a young guy, I used to keep enmity with people a lot. You know, do you know that I discovered as an adult now that when I was keeping enmity, the people I was keeping enmity for, their mind is always at peace. Now they wrong me, but now me they keep enmity that you to a brother now, you know anywhere there, you understand. But because I'm keeping hatred for him. Men no keep a hatred in the end. The person I'm doing that to, who I hate, it's very free. Marvis. Oh yeah, yes. But me, I hate him. But more, I carry the affliction of that fear, of that hatred. His mind is free. So when I grew up, I learned something. Not to carry that burden. It's a burden. Hating another person is a burden. You don't carry it. You don't carry it. All right. Even before Dr. Oguname saw it, I saw it. You know, I was in Ghana. I met with quite some Assam brothers of mine who actually review his intent. That was 3 weeks after I blocked him on Facebook. They told me, I actually hate you people. And like I said, I called my very good friend Ogbede Oyo Yamu that this is what is going on. And I said, I've always knew. I called him my boy. He said he's not my boy, but it was someone who once will bow to me. Because whether he agrees or not, most of the things, I didn't teach him hatred. Most of the things that or the few things that he thinks he know, majority he got it from me. Anybody can deny anything. But we have evidence, should in case we want proofs. Anybody can deny anything. Like I said, I've inspired quite a lot of people that I can't even remember how many. When did all of these people start here? We've been there, we've been here for the past 6 years. Gidigba. Unflinching. The mindset I had 6 years ago is the same mindset I have now. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I don't do it for money. And people, I can't, if all of these people do it to get views and for money, like I said, I can't be doing saga. I can't be doing propaganda because I'm too busy. A lot of persons, I wish Genocide is here. He would have probably laughed. Genocide, there was a time last year, December, Genocide had to call me angry or send me a very long text that who the fuck do I think I am? That they are sending me a couple of texts. I have not replied him in 2 weeks. Even the governor of Edo State cannot do that kind of a thing to him. Because sometimes it takes me days to even reply because I won't even have time to even check, to even reply people. Lord. There are a lot of people now that is going to give me a lot of job running into thousands or even millions that have not even replied on my WhatsApp. I told them because I traveled. I went to Auchi. I just came back not too long ago, about 3 hours ago. I was supposed to reply them, but I've not had time because I have to do a live video and all of that. Then you not think I'll not be sitting on to do propaganda and try to insult one person or the other in order for me to get views or to start telling people to start sending me money, so that for me to survive. And I do tell a lot of persons who knows that outside here I do job. I do a very good job. I'm an hardworking Edo man. So I wouldn't have time to get involved in all of these propaganda. So I believe that if most of these guys have jobs, good jobs, wherever they are, they will not have time to be harboring bitterness. They will have more time either to pursue the jobs that they are doing in order for them to get more money. You understand? To get more money. Obewe osigidibun the dagbo pe. Gba na ri o bo kun wo no ma wa kun wo that feels that social media is supposed to be the leverage. Because most of our people now think that's where you now get money. Well, they will do anything to even insult their own father in order for them to get views. I don't blame them. I didn't come from that kind of a family. And I never will. So before matter complete, I say I can't insult you, you can't insult me. Before I even reach that time, I'd already blocked you. I know they get I don't see all of these people, all of the false vituperations that the false bile that they spill on social media because I'm not their friend. I've blocked some of them and I blocked them permanently. My brother, the best answer for an idiot is to ignore. Just ignore them. If everybody is like Izoduwa, we will not be able to get problem. Even if you tag me in a post where someone is saying that my father is stupid and useless, I've always been saying it. I will not comment. I'm not comment. If you're expecting me to comment, everybody, they know now, all those people they tag me for post me there for insult Benin. I know they comment, no concern. I know even they see. I know if it pop up once for my timeline, I will block him. I will block that video for that page or group forever appearing on my timeline. My peace of mind, I don't joke with it. Osa. So like I said, Osa, don't go there. It's not the tribal thing. It's not a tribal thing. It's not a tribal thing. Let's not make it tribal. It will never be tribal. Let's not degenerate to that. Omaga wo ho. Uwe di asa. Uya bolegbe. Owo hana wo ho. Ebe ete bonera iye. Boy, I'm a bad one, but you cannot use the stupidity of one to judge all. It's not done. It's never done. All right. Even if it's not one, even if it's 10, you can't use stupidity of 10 to judge 500,000 people, 1 million people, 2 million people. It's not a tribal thing. There are a lot of Benin people who misbehave too. The monkey face, all we are doing, my little we are doing on Shabbat. But you cannot use monkey face stupidity to judge the entire Benin people. We have sane people. We have insane people in every tribe. They are good, they are bad. You can't use the bad people to judge the good ones. I make an enemy on my dan on what to see. But that's the reality. Why go? So